guys. Oh, I'm supposed to do this.
Hey guys, are you ready? It's just a couple of seconds away that you're going to be in this pop-up webinar that I'm just putting together on the spot for a very special reason that I'll tell you in a minute. Playing around with this new format of doing it myself, even without Chris Stone. And so you can do it too. I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Take it easy.
Well, hello, guys. Listen, let me know who's here and playing around here with me right now. Just put your name. Oh, look, is Pete Primo in the house? Always Pete Primo. I'll tell you what you can do. In life, there's a few things you know. One of them is you can always count on Pete Primo. He's a good man. Listen, tell me where you are. Listen, this is a special event that I'm putting together right now. And I'll tell you the reason why I did it. And it's not all for good reasons, but here's the issue. So my wife was dealing with some sort of medical thing. And here's what happens. When your mind is somewhere else, hell, you just can't do anything. And it was just one of those kind of annoying things. And the appointment that we were going on, the doctor's appointment, was today. And I knew it was today. And so for like a week, man, you just can't concentrate. You know, you can't, you're not yourself. And you can't. So what do you do when you're in that and you're just so completely distracted? I'll tell you what you do. You plan a webinar. And you put together a webinar. Because like my dad told me a million years ago, and Pete Primo is a big fan of the book. By the way, if you're on Amazon, there's a book there you can get, the Sales Proverbs, Wisdom of the Ages. But I got a chapter in there specifically about the wisdom from my dad. And he would always say, like in his little French Jewish accent, he would just give me little pearls of wisdom. He's a cool dude. Not much education, but he has sixth grade education kind of, and he had challenges with the war and gas chambers and things like that. But so he didn't have that education, but he would give me some good stuff. And one of the things he said to me, he said, Danny, in this country, you can worry or you can work. Can't do both. Isn't that great? He just can't do. By the way, can is can't and can. He would say can do both. So that's the whole thing. You just can't do it. And so what I did was I forced myself to do this webinar and get in front of you and give you some magic stuff that I really had to work on so I wouldn't have to focus on the other thing. By the way, given that we're family here and this is very informal and I want you all to feel free and share and ask questions and do all that stuff. Everything worked out great. It was like the best appointment you can ask for. I was just everything good, better than good. Don't come back here for 10 years. Everything was good. So for all those immediate prayers that you just gave me, thank you. I appreciate them. All right. So with that, in return, because of Blue Parrot being such a great sponsor, because of Sales Flare being such a great sponsor, what I'd like to do is just give you, really, there's kind of stuff that's working right now that doesn't normally work in terms of sales. And I think if you capture this right now, this is really going to be your best year ever. And so if somebody wants to get involved, look at Christian. You guys do this stuff. Deej, and then Pete Primo saying, Deej, with all this stuff. You have no idea how good that makes me feel. I mean, it's just fun. So go ahead, and if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, go ahead and get involved. So here's the deal. In this world now, in selling, it used to be just the way you look, and you have to dress really well. But right now, the way you look is on Zoom. The way you look is your background on Zoom, your lighting on Zoom, your microphone on Zoom. So we have these great things, these headsets that I love, and if you've seen me, you know that I love these headsets. This great company, Blue Parrot, they gave me a few, and I felt why don't we just give them away for raffles? And the whole idea is to build up like a sales army of one. You need to be a superstar. And if you're going to be a superstar, you got to sound great. And you got to look great. And if you do so, you got a chance to win one of these things. So if you want to come on and let me know, I think Ginger, if you're watching, go ahead and put that link on there. Hit that link. I think that maybe it's on there if you look on the yard. Go ahead and check that out. If you do, you'll have a chance to win this thing. But you gotta have a good background. You gotta have a good mic. You gotta look good. You gotta be a professional. With that, you guys ready to go? Say yes. Raise your hand. Write something. Do something in here in the comments so I know that you guys are alive. See, we gotta make this like family. It's just like a regular appointment. Very low skill. Here's the first thing you need to know. It's the first thing that's going to change your whole thought process about sales. I was looking on the internet about what are the noblest professions. And so I got them written down right here. Here it is. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, teachers, police officers, engineers. Nowhere, these are all noble professions. They're great. Every profession is noble. But nowhere on there is a salesperson. And the thing is, you believe that. You believe that a salesperson is kind of embarrassing to be. Most people just kind of fall into it. The fact of the matter is, doctors, there are some doctors that finished first in their class. They're great. But there's some doctors that finished last in their class. You know what they're called? Doctors. And so you don't know what's going on. Everybody being good or bad, but the profession itself is noble. Salespeople, there's some lousy salespeople on there, but there's some great salespeople. Let me tell you, when I first got started in business, my dad told me one of the things my dad told me, and you've probably heard it if you know me well, he said, what are you going to do? He says, Danny, in this country, you get a job, you have one customer, and he's called the boss. And if he gets a wild hair up his rear end, decides to fire you, well, Danny, you have nothing. But if you're a salesman, you have 100 bosses. And if one of them fires you, who cares? You got 99 more. In the worst times, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm Jewish, and so there's a lot. But I have memories of stories that people told, what went on in the old country. But I have actual real life memories of things that have never happened. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it is. And my dad used to tell me, he said, Danny, the reason why Jews are in the jewelry business is because they would get kicked out of all these countries all the time. They couldn't own property. And when you can't own property, you could fit a few diamonds in your pocket and then you can go to another place and then you're in business. But you're only in business if you trade them. And all throughout history, people who could trade things can build societies. They can build whole industries. They could build everything. You don't get doctors if you don't have salespeople. Any hospital that you see is because somebody sold the property to somebody who had an idea to build something, and somebody sold the metal and the concrete to build that building that these doctors can work in and think that they're the noblest profession and look down on salespeople. You make it all happen. When you're contacting people, you don't just say, hey, how you doing today? What do you do for a living? And you say, oh, I work in the furniture business. I'm picking on poor Pete here. Or I'm in the real estate business with Christian. Joe, I'd like to know what you sell. I always see you on LinkedIn. When you do, it's not that. You're a salesperson, baby. That's what you are. And if that mindset comes in your head with pride and you stand up straighter and you go into the conversation that way, you're already ahead of the game. So here, let's see. I'm looking at DJ and Rick Ferguson. Now I'm looking at both of you people here in the green room. If I add you to the stream, I can't see your faces though. You got to put your cameras on. And if your cameras are on, I'll take you out. And what I'd like to do, what I'd like to do is take somebody, one of you people, and ask you in real time what you do for a living and see how you respond. I want other people to see your face when you're responding to that question, because I can tell right from there whether or not you believe in yourself and your business or not. I don't know if you guys know Jeffrey Gitomer. I got one of these things a million years ago, and I love it. I keep it in the office. It's the 10 Commandments of Sales Success. The first one is think, and the second one is believe. You got to believe that you're in the right place and in the right position. Sales is the most noble profession. I'm not saying that these other ones are ignoble, that they're not. But without sales, those don't exist. They can't live with, you can live without them. They can't live without you. You need to know that. So let's say, who's here? Rick. Hey, see, he's too chicken to put his camera on. That's what happened. Here, it's 2021. This is how you figure out whether or not you're going to have an opportunity to succeed. You got to step out of your comfort zone. Bunch of chickens. Teresa Bishop, welcome. All right, number 2. So the first one is what? Right in there. What's the first one? It's to believe that the most noble profession is what? Go ahead and write it in there. I need you people to get involved, baby. The more people that get involved, the better chance it is to win one of these bad boys. All right, number 2. Number 2. The phone is your friend. It's not the enemy. It's not something that you have to do at the end of the day. The phone's the most important part of your day. The phone is the thing that makes you different. All CEOs, your job is to call every day, not to get new customers. It's not necessarily going to work to get new customers, but the best sales training you'll ever do. You see, I got a potential spam calling me. If you guys weren't here right now, I'd answer this. You know, it's an opportunity. Anytime I get a cold call like this, it's an opportunity for me to turn the tables on them. I love the phone. Hey, you know, I'm really not interested in what you got going on right now, but you sound really good. Let me ask you this, and then I can go into my pitch. Let me ask you this. If you work with companies like us, you're going to get 2 things. You can get new customers, and you're going to get more revenue. We work in the sales silo. That's it. So if you're looking for lead gen, that's not us. If you're looking for marketing, that's not us. But if you're looking for sales, because we focus on that, we can guarantee you work with us, you're going to get more customers and more revenue. The reason why I could say that so quickly and so easily is because I've said it on the phone 1,000 times. And the reason why I said it is cold calling. Now, the cold calling wasn't for getting new customers, which does happen. The cold calling or warm calling is the points that I could practice my sales skills every time. So if you ever caught out somewhere, I'm going to pull up Rick right now. If I'm ever caught out somewhere and someone asks you what you do, I'm going to easily flow into the whole pitch. I'm going to say, hey, thanks for asking. I really appreciate it. What I know for sure is that you work for us, you're going to get 2 things. You're going to get more customers and you're going to get more revenue. See, we work in the sales silo, the silo of sales. That's it. So if you're looking for lead gen or if you're looking for marketing, that's not us. But because we focus in the sales silo only, we can guarantee you work with us, you're going to get more customers and more revenue. Pretty cool, huh? That's my pitch. I don't got to think about it. It just comes out like it's, like it's water, like it's spit. Because I've done it 1,000 times on the phone. If you do that one thing, about getting on the phone for 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, practice your pitch. It's just magic what happens to your career. Do not listen to anybody that tells you the phone work is dead. Right, Rick? I can't hear a word you're saying. It's 2021. You've been sitting around in your house putzing around in quarantine for a bloody year. You gotta learn how to take mute off your phone. Right, Rich Booty?
It's off the computer.
All right, there you
It
go.
was your mute.
Okay,
That's
there you go.
absolutely. Work the phones and then get belly to belly.
So let me ask you a question. And I know what you do, but a lot of people don't know what you do. So let me ask you, what do you do?
I help people make money so they can have bigger houses and drive nicer cars than I do.
Dang, that's good.
You like that?
I love it. How do you finish that?
What do you mean? How do I finish that? That's what I do.
Okay. So here,
I mean, would you like me to help you make some money?
so thank you for finally closing me. See, that's the challenge. People let it hang like that. Let me ask you something. How much does it cost?
You make money. It doesn't cost you a thing.
Awkward.
It's not awkward. It's not awkward. It's not awkward.
Okay.
If you hire me, all right, we'll go out and buy a building, and then we'll fill it up with tenants. You'll get monthly income, or we'll flip it and put $100,000 in your pocket.
Oh, you real estate agents are all the same.
We are. We work hard.
Very good. Hey, everybody, give them a round of applause. I love that. By the way, anybody else who's in real estate, you could learn from that. I'm going to add one little kicker to it. When it talks, one of the things that we're going to talk about is sales process. I got to get, hey, DJ. Oh, yeah, that's right. DJ's on here, but he can't go. Hey, chickens out there. If you want to get on the broadcast, go ahead and do that. Just click on that link and we'll get you on there. Very good. One of the other points, okay, it's point number 5 that we're going to take right now is that sales process. I'm going to get rid of you here right now, Rick. You're awesome, and you're in the running. Talk to you soon.
All right, man.
All righty, take it easy. I don't know how to get you out of here. Oh, there. Now I got you.
Oh, there
totally. I got to figure out. I don't have Chris Stone with me. Remove from screen. There we go. All right. Hey, so guys. So one of the things that we're going to talk, it's not necessarily in order, but Rick brought it up. He gave us his pitch, and then at the end, he had to ask the question. That asking of the question is the close. So I'm telling you that process is more important than sales skills. So people will go for sales training, and we do sales training all the time, but people will talk about sales training. That's not the kicker. The kicker is the process of that sale. And so how you do it is just flip it around. Start with the close. So instead of building that relationship, relationships are great, but it's a lot easier to make a customer out of a friend out of a customer than it is to make a customer out of a friend. All right, so don't go for that relationship right off the bat. You got to qualify them at the beginning or close them right at the beginning. So when Rick was talking about, we help you get richer than I am so you could have bigger houses and nicer cars than I have. And then he stopped there. There's that awkward silence. You got to finish it out. It's a relief. So when someone asks you how much does it cost and you say $10,000, tension, someone's going to have to break it. Old school is that the first person who talks loses. But you could soften it up so easily just by saying, how's that sound? Or let me ask you this, was that more or less than you thought it would be? So in Rick's case, very good. This is what we do. We blah, 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 and we help you get more so you could be richer, so you could have more money, bigger houses, and drive better cars than I do. How's that sound? And that how's that sound, just those 3 words, just like, just makes the release, and it comes there. And then if they say how much it's going to cost, you say, great, they're really interested. I appreciate that. Let's talk about it right now. Ultimately, it doesn't cost you anything because we make you the money in the background. But if you want to see how much do we get paid commission based on the deal. It's a 10% of that deal. But let me ask you this. Was that more or less than you thought it would be? And I push it right back on them. And when you push it right back on them, they have to answer at that point. And you're going to find out whether or not they're qualified or not right at the beginning before you start driving them all over hell and creation, trying to find the perfect opportunity for them that they're eventually going to say costs too much and not going to do it. So process is much more important than sales skills. So get your process right, and then you just build up some bravery to say things like that. Is that not the coolest thing? How many people think that could earn them money by doing that? I'm sure there's people here. It's money right there. That's magic. What else do we got going on here? Okay, number 3. And we're going to do this fast. Number 3, we did cold calling. Actually, we did 3. Sales is the most noble profession. Please remember that. The phone is your friend. Every day. Putz around with it every day. You get business every day if you just hop on the phone for 15 minutes. It's unbelievable the magic that happens. And here's the thing. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is yes, use the phone. And prospecting is key. But if you really want to double and triple and quadruple your business this year, you're prospecting the wrong people. You're prospecting for new accounts. Here's the thing. How many of you people get business through referrals? Just go ahead and write it in any of those places there. Joseph Miller is in medical sales. Are you selling to doctors, Joseph? Oh, so Joseph Miller said selling. Okay, metal device. Oh, wait, hold on here. In medical device repair business. Well, that's cool because everything breaks. Do you sell any new, or is it just repair? So you're dealing with hospitals and small places. These people can't have guys like this, doctors and the people who put themselves in a position that look down upon salespeople. And I'm not sure that they do or not. I don't let people do that, but if they do that, these people are the easiest. I remember when I was a stockbroker, man, we'd love getting doctors because even when you screwed up with them, which happened a lot, they were too proud to tell anyone, and they'd keep trying to win it back. So very good people to go after as doctors when you can do that. But here, so call prospecting. If you want to prospect, instead of prospecting the people for new business like that, you can be 100 times more effective if you prospect for referrals from your existing clients. But like a real program to do that. A real effort in several different ways for you to go after your current customers on a regular basis. I have one gal, Karen Eberson. Karen's terrific, and she's a real estate agent. And all her voicemails is just remember that we enjoy getting your referrals. We're very pleased with your referrals. And if you give a referral, my gosh, roses come, flowers come, boxes of goodies, all sorts of stuff comes. Because she's building her business really through referrals, not one of those things that, when they just come here and there. A lot of times when I talk to people, I say, how do you get most of your business? And they say referrals. What that means is they're not getting much new business. So if you prospect, hop on the phone and for 15, 30, 45 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, maybe on LinkedIn, all your existing clients and your connections, go after with an absolute program that you have planned out to get more referrals from them. They will love it, and they'll love giving it too. You know how good these Blue Parrot people feel when they sent this to me? I thanked them for it profusely. I told them what I was going to do, and this is going, especially on Amazon. I know they're going to be selling more of these things, and they're going to be doing great. You know how appreciative they were? You know what they said to me after I thanked them for all this they were doing? They said, let me know if you need more. Let me know if you need more. People love giving referrals almost as much as you love getting them. Make it an absolute point of your day. Look who we got here. Now that's a pretty decent background. I'm looking over there, Andrew. You're a pro. Look, he's wearing a jacket. He's got himself a mic. I don't know if you could hear me, but this is important. You're a salespeople. I'm not telling you need to have the best office, the best background, the best looking, the best microphone, but you need to be better than your customers and clients. You need to be, because they will secretly be impressed with you to the point that they want to do business with you. They will secretly do that. It's just like when you walk into a place and you're dressed much nicer than it. Look at this. I got to get, so here's, Andrew, can you hear me?
Absolutely, baby.
Okay, absolutely. So Andrew's looking like, so when Andrew walks into a place, all of a sudden people will look at you a little different because you're dressed well. Not dressed like them. People say, oh, just like the people you're with. Bunch of garbage. Dress a little bit better. You do that, you're giving yourself an edge. And now that you're not visiting people because it's Zoom time, at least have the decency to have a background and some pictures and some angles. By the way, that's a thing. That's a thing. You want to have like angles, and so it looks cooler. So you're right in the corner there. So let me ask you, Andrew, what do you do?
I'm in the college and cash flow business, my friend.
What the? Now, does anybody know what that is? The college or collagen?
College and universities. College planning and cash flow.
College planning. So who's your customer?
My customer are entrepreneurial-minded families and business owners with college-bound kids who want to optimize their kids' college outcome and their cash flow efficiency.
You know, I love it. I feel like I have to dress up for you. Hold on. I gotta. Look at this guy. Trying to outdo the Deej. Hold on. You got a pocket square? There.
Yeah, I got to share this. So
in your face with the pocket.
Deej, when I was about 22, right out of college, I was meeting a guy in downtown Buckhead, and I was trying to do a deal, and he said, look, everybody doesn't have the luck and the wealth you got. And at the time, I was married 2.5 years. I didn't have a pot to pee in, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said, really? So what makes you feel that way? And he goes, well, look at you. You're decked out with a pocket square and the bow tie. I go, hey, dude, note to self, $3 for a pocket square when they go on sale at Steinmart, you look like $1 million. I can do that, right? Show up, look good. Yep.
That's it. Well, I beat you a little bit because I just went to the fabric store and I got remnants. Free.
Had a baby. I like
in your face.
Yeah.
But that's the point, and that's the point I really like to share with everybody out there, new salespeople and salespeople that are that have very much experience out there. It's the simple things. It's the little things. It's like you tell your kids, say please and thank you. If you're working at McDonald's and you're taking out the garbage, you'll get paid $7. If you whistle while you do it, they'll pay you 10. I mean, just it's the tiny little things. Be 2 minutes early. Be 10 minutes early. It's that all. Get yourself the reason why for the pocket square. By the way, I learned this from Mark Fonseca, who's a guy who makes clothes. Actually, we do some barter, and he makes some clothes for me. He says that the pocket square is because people don't wear ties anymore. When you have the tie, then you don't need it. But when you don't have the tie, you got to have something in there, which is pretty cool. Well, awesome. I love your background. I love what you say that you do, but I would challenge you to make it simpler. Ultimately, what do you do? I mean, if you were to ask me what I do, I'm going to go into my same thing. I say, listen, if you work with us, you're going to get two things. You're going to get more customers. You're going to get more revenue. We work in the sales silo. That's where we work. If you want lead gen, that's not us. If you want marketing, that's not us. But we do sales, and because we focus on that, we can guarantee you're going to get more customers and more revenue. Pretty cool, huh? By the way, the pretty cool, huh? That's my close. So I want to know exactly what you could do for me. I don't know that I'm a college. You may or may not know if I have college-age kids. So how would you approach me and do that? And with pride that you're really helping people. Tell me, what do you do?
Well, I help people avoid losing their hard-earned dollars unknowingly and unnecessarily in 5 major areas. How they pay for their house, how they save for retirement, how they pay their taxes, fund college or other educational endeavors, and major capital purchases. All
right, got a little better. I'm going to change one thing.
Okay.
And we're going to see how it sounds. There's one thing, right? Instead of they, say you. All right, do it again. So What do you do for a living? I work. Just start it like this. I work with a lot of people, maybe like you, and then go into it. All right. So what do you do?
I work with a lot of different people, maybe people just like you who are looking to keep more of their hard-earned dollars by avoiding losing those dollars unknowingly and unnecessarily in 5 major areas. How you pay for your house, how
Good.
you save for retirement, how you maximize your efficiency and mitigate taxes, how you pay for your son or daughter or college education, and other major capital purchases like your cars or super vacations.
That is much better. Didn't that sound better?
Yeah.
Now I'm listening. Now I'm there. Now I'm asking how much. And then we're into a conversation. So I appreciate you. You're in the running for the... Hey, do you have one of these headsets?
No, man, those are good stuff.
Oh, this is about as good as they get. This one is the 550. I have the 450. You know what the difference is between the 550 and the 450?
I bet you're going to tell me.
Yeah, about 100. Stay with me. They're coming from. That's what I'm talking about.
Move me to the top, baby.
All right, I'm getting rid of you. Listen, but I need everybody to go ahead. You're in the top, but I need everybody to text that. Text Deej and your name to 55678. That way I could have something I can talk to you. All right?
Thanks, brother. God bless you.
Yes, sir. I'll see if we can get him off here. All right, so listen, this is great. Remove from screen. If anybody else has some guts, I'm welcoming other people over here. I see DJ over here, but he can't put the camera on. The reason why he can't put the camera on, which is really cool, is because he's like in military secret espionage stuff, and so they don't allow that, which is really cool. I always love companies that are working with that type of world, that the secretive type of thing. It's just cool to say to people. All right, one last tip that's going to change your life. And this is something I think Rick follows, and people need to get it. A no is much, much better than a yes. A no is where the sale starts. If you're stuck in the yes, you're just an order taker. If you're stuck in a yes, you're not asking for enough and you're not helping somebody enough. When you're doing something to change somebody's life, it's uncomfortable. When you're doing something like Andrew's doing, helping them change with their financial field, you're telling them, dude, you guys got to save because you've got a $150,000 nut coming. You got to figure out a way to do that. And if you don't do that, you're letting down your family, your friends, yourself. It's going to cause, trouble in your marriage. Your children are going to be mad. You got all that yucky stuff going on. And to fix all that, there's a little sacrifice, but it's more than just a little sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice. When somebody wants to use our sales trading program, it's $3,000 for our company. It's $18,000. It's a sacrifice. It's a challenge that they got to do. But to do half of it is not doing them a service. Why do I keep hitting my microphone? Here's the thing. I talked about that guy, Mark Fonseca. He makes these custom clothes for me, which is real good. By the way, in here, look at this. You see it? It says the Deej. You don't have that, Andrew. You can't hang with me. I kind of feel sorry for Andrew. So here's the. So he makes these. So he came to my house and did all the measurements, did the whole shebang. And listen, I'm cheap as the next guy, and so I said, I tell you what, let's just do this. Just give me a couple of shirts. And he did probably the greatest sales maneuver. And I knew he was doing it, and it still worked on me. And that's what's so good about sales. When your process is right and your skills are on point, even if the other person knows what you're doing, it still works. You see a person that you want to do business with, and you pay them a compliment, any kind of compliment, a sincere compliment, nice head of hair, I wish I looked like you, nice shoes, whatever it is. Even though they know you're complimenting them because you're trying to ingratiate yourself with them, it still feels good. Still feels good when look, I'm looking at, on the count of three, everybody smile. Go like this. Go ahead, do it. Yeah, it's impossible not to be in a bad mood when you're smiling. And if you smile at somebody and they smile back, you've just caused them to be in a good mood. You just win. So even if people know you're kind of manipulating, it still feels good. So Mark Fonseca is at my house. And I said, I tell you what, give me a couple of shirts. And let's just start that way. We'll dip our toes in the water. Why don't we start with that? And he stood up, literally closed his book. He had a book. closed his book, and he said, you know what? He said, Deej, listen, why don't we just wait till you're ready? He goes, I want to change your life. I want to turn you into the best looking guy, in any place that you go to, the most well-dressed guy that you go in. 2 shirts isn't going to do it. Let's just wait till you're ready, and then we'll do the whole shebang. And you know what I said to him? I said, sit down. Because that's, he made that sale because I said no. If someone says yes to you, let's go ahead and do this, you're in the wrong place. They're not uncomfortable enough. It's not the right thing that's going to change their life. It happens with my dad told me about a person a while who lost a job because he didn't ask for enough money. Anytime, if you don't ask for enough money, people will think you're worth it. And so you want that. You want that uncomfortable, and that uncomfortable thing starts with a no. I started when I was a stockbroker. I used to sell, it was a Fort Howard bond. That was my pitch. Hey, Mr. Jones, wonder if you can help me. My name's Dan. I'm with Smith Barney right here in town. Real quickly, the reason why I'm calling is we have a 9% paying Fort Howard bond. It was a junk bond. A Fort Howard bond. I'm calling to see if there's something you might be interested in. I did that same pitch for 5 years. For 5 years, I didn't sell one Fort Howard bond. Not one. In fact, I used to make that pitch when we didn't have the Fort Howard bond. It was the same thing because I knew they'd say no anyway. I was looking for the no because I knew as soon as they said no, I had my follow-up. And my follow-up was great. I totally understand. But let me ask you this. When you do invest, what's been successful for you in the past? And if they engaged with that, I had an opportunity. Hey, Mr. Jones, we've been doing business a long time, I got this great Fort Howard bond. I know that you're all hooked up with everything, but who would you know that might be interested in something like that? I don't know anybody. Great. But if you had to choose one person that you'd really like to help financially, who would that person be? You use the same sales skills that you use for new customers as you would for referrals. And you expect the no. You look forward to the no. You have a field day with the no. You be prepared for the no. And if you're prepared with those 5 things, if you go in knowing that sales is the most noble profession, with your shoulders back and your head held high, and you walk in and you offer somebody something that you know is going to change their life, and you're prepared for the no and your follow-up from there, you're a true professional. And if you look the part, if you dress up in the morning. By the way, how many people are working from home right now? Is there a way to raise your hand or do something? How many people are working from home right now? I'd say a lot of people working from home, right? And the challenge is you work from home and you're with your spouse and you're at home. And if you're at home all the time, those two worlds, they mesh together. And if they do that, in different ways, it's just not good. It's just not good for marriage. It's not good for a family life. It just isn't. So you gotta learn how to compartmentalize that whole world. Like I did, I told you about my challenge with my wife and going to the hospital or going to the doctor and all that stuff. Man, I couldn't even think about that. I just had to move on to something else because your head is all screwed up. Well, if you start doing home life and work life together, it makes everything a mess. So switch it up. Be a professional. Wake up in the morning and get dressed, even if you're not leaving the house. Wake up in the morning and get dressed. Do your whole routine like you used to normally do. I know a guy who actually hops in the car, drives around the block, goes get a cup of coffee at some place, comes home, and everybody knows, don't look at me, don't talk to me. And he goes right to his office and he starts his work day from there. And he finishes the day the same way also. Hop back in his car, drive around, see the same people at night, and go. And it's, there's listen, I'm the worst. I'm a bad Jew by anybody's estimation. I'm just, it's just, they would call me that. The Jewish people call me that. It's all that stuff. But there's something that Jews do which is really great with the Sabbath. And on Friday nights, man, during the work week, you could hate the people, your family members that you're working with and the whole thing. But man, you light those candles, you say a couple of prayers, and you differentiate the work week from family time. It's like magic. It keeps everything together. It keeps everybody focused. So if I could offer any last bit of parting wisdom before we give away some stuff here, is your work life, even with this magic virus that we're going on with right now, your work life and your home life needs to compartmentalize. You want to screw up a business, screw up your home life. You want to find the devil, find it when your wife or your spouse comes downstairs and wants to talk to you, and you say, 1 minute, they're more important right now. You do that stuff a few too many times, and everything gets screwed up. And if you're gonna be that professional salesperson, that salesperson of one who can take charge and be able to be dropped off anywhere at any time in any place and succeed in whatever you do, that happens because you're separating your professional life from your home life. And that's my final bit of wisdom. So, with all you, look who's here, Daniel Huang, my man. He's also, so Daniel Huang has I guess a digital marketing business. And you would think Daniel Huang, as a digital marketing business, would have the guts to come up here and go live on all this thing. So this is what I want to do. I guess we'll see if people are still here. Booty, let's see, because we didn't, of the people that are responding here, I have 6 of these to give away. So the brave people that came on were who? Rick, Andrew, and who else came on? He's probably gone. I'm looking at this thing right here. Hey, Marwan. Great info, Deej. A bunch of chickens. So who was the other guy that came on? There was somebody else. Somebody tell me. All right. Well, listen. That's what we got. So, Rick, I need everybody, whoever wants to be in this contest here, go ahead and text your name and Deej to 55678. Go ahead and do it now. Andrew, you're a winner. Rick, you're a winner. And from the rest of those that come, we'll run them through a raffle and go from there. But I'll contact you guys, Andrew, after you guys do that and get your addresses. We'll go from there. Any parting words from anybody that wants to say?
Giver's gain.
What'd you say?
Thanks for being a giver. Giver's gain.
Amen. Let's go get them, guys. Listen, I really appreciate all of you. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's a chance to finish strong. Go get them today.